Hello, I'm Amira Hashish, and today I'm joined by Camilla Kerslake. Now, of course, we all know her as a fantastic opera singer, but she's actually ditching the opera and breaking into the world of pop. Well, here she is to tell us all about it. Camilla, thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me, and can I congratulate you on a marvellous second name? I wish it was my second name. I would have a lot more friends.
You know what? It's an icebreaker. If anything, it's an icebreaker. Sure. Now, tell us all that we know you as an opera star, but you have decided to ditch this and to go for the pop thing. How come this has happened?
I mean, it wasn't an intentional thing. It was a completely organic process, really. I mean, I wrote my first song when I was 8, and I left New Zealand, and I was really sad, and so I just wrote a song about how homesick I was.
Oh.
But and I've been writing, you know, since then for like lots of other people. But I guess the thing with the sort of classical side is you can't really have a track by Mozart, a track by Puccini, and then a track by Camilla Kerslake.
Who knows? You could be the next Mozart.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Baby, you're the one I'm reaching for. Until you beg for mercy on the floor. I'm not Little Red, maybe I'm the big bad wolf.
Are the lyrics by you and the team? Do you really get stuck in?
Well, I mean, the lyrics are pretty much entirely my own, and there's sort of a mixture between my own personal experience and there's a song on the record called Laura, for example, which I wrote about my best friend.
Oh,
I know. I just sort of thought every record has to have a love song.
And I bet your best friend is loving it.
Well, I didn't tell her until afterwards, like after it was finished and produced, and I'm so pleased she gave me the go-ahead, because if she didn't, it would have been awful. But at the same time, you know, there's some amazing co-writes in there. So we wrote a track called Sooner or Later with Jack Garrett.
Oh yeah, great.
And that was pretty spectacular.
Sooner or later, it will all come crashing down. We'll be forced to face the music. Oh, 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 oh. Sunrise should have never begun. Sooner or later.
Now, when it comes to performing, I imagine it's something you are very comfortable with, but are you slightly more nervous when you're performing these pop songs, or are you just really in the zone and loving it because it's who you are?
With regards to performing the songs on stage, it's actually really good fun. I mean, I can wear flat shoes, and, you know, I'm not in a ball gown anymore, so I never have to worry that I'm going to, like, sneeze myself out of one, which I have done.
You actually used it?
Yeah.
That
was
quite
at the proms, and I was due on in 2 seconds, and no, about 2 minutes, because I'd had my call, and I sneezed, and my dress burst open, and Chris had to bodice rip
back together.
It wasn't sexy.
Is this the look that we're going to be seeing a lot more now?
Well, I mean, as I said, so I style myself just because I love fashion. I just sort of see it as an extension of the music and the sort of creative process. But I mean, it wasn't planned. This is just how I normally dress when I'm not being Camilla Kerslake, the classical star. But yeah, I mean, so this is just sort of how I always look. I love a jumpsuit.
Yeah. Or where do you go shopping? Where are your favourite places in London?
I mean, I love a vintage shop. So like Beyond Retro, I'll spend hours in that place and come out smelling like mothballs. But I mean, like,
new jumpers.
For sure. All around Brick Lane is absolutely incredible. But then what I'll do is I'll like get like a Burberry bag, but then like wear it with a Zara blouse.
Nice.
That everyone then thinks is Dolce & Gabbana.
That's fab, yeah. Who's going to know at the end of the day?
They're like, is that Dolce? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
He strays a little too far to find his way home. Crumbs lost beneath the white snow and the shadows long.
You are, you know, a lot of people within the music industry, or generally that have profiles, are a little bit afraid of saying certain things or being funny and having a personality, but you're just all about putting it out there, and I don't think anyone could hold that back, could they?
No, as I said, my publicist tries.
Yeah, but
it doesn't really work. It's just, do you know what? I genuinely believe, so I spent the first few years I was signed, I spent minding my P's and Q's and doing what I was told and not wearing black, and they airbrushed my boobs to a AA on my second album cover. Like,
who would do that?
Them.
God.
And I just thought, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, when you're put in the kind of position that sort of people that make music in this country are, it's it's your duty to point these things out. If you're not fighting for the underdog, what's the point of having a platform? It's, I mean, genuinely, I mean, especially since someone like me, you know, I spent the first few years of my life in council housing, and you know, I remember getting free school dinners, and I remember getting my school uniform out of the lost and found bin at the end of the year, and I remember, you know, having the dresses that were a bit too short and stuff. And I think it's really important that those kind of stories are told, because I think otherwise maybe they wouldn't be.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Good luck with everything. I have a feeling it's all going to go swimmingly, judging by the new tracks.
Yay, thank you.